Spring break is right around the corner, and if you want to make the most of your time, college tours are a good thing to put on your to-do list. Kimberly McGuire is the Director of Counseling Services for Savannah Chatham Schools, and she is here to give us some tips not only about how to plan the visit, but actually what to do when you get there.
Yes, good morning. Thank you so much for having me. College visits can be a great way to learn more about the campus that you are planning to attend, hopefully. Or if you're just in those beginning phases, because we want to encourage our students to begin that process, and our parents actually to begin that process very early, so in middle school even. Getting an idea of what type of campus or city are you interested in, exposing them to all of the different opportunities that are there. Do you like a big city or do you like a small one? What resources are there and available to you? So those are some of the things you want to begin to plan early so that you know, hey, what exactly am I looking for in this visit?
I think that's a good point that you put out, because I think a lot of people think, oh, we shouldn't start visiting schools until you're like a junior or right before you apply, and this should start way sooner than that.
Yeah, junior year is actually when you want to start narrowing down those choices. So, and getting more, I guess, more deliberate about those particular options. So by the time you get to junior year, are you looking at 3 schools? Or are you looking at 5? Again, do you want a city that's the same size as Savannah, or do you want something that's as large as Atlanta? What are the transportation options like? If you're looking for a college that perhaps is 3 to 4 hours away, that's a lot different than if you're going somewhere that's 10 or 12 hours and you may have to travel, you know, with airlines, buses, things of that nature. So those are some of the things that you want to consider. Also, when you get to that campus, how are they going to take care of your student? Is there a health center available? If you are out studying late at night, are there transportation options available for your student? Are there safety or call boxes that are available so that they will feel safe and comfortable on that campus? So just kind of thinking about some of those things, and walking around that campus gives you a good idea of what's there and available, an opportunity to talk to the students so that you get a real view of what that is like. And then also an opportunity to talk to professors, your financial aid. You mentioned earlier something about FAFSA. And so have you finalized all of those plans, and are there other options available to your student to help you to finance your education?
I think you brought up a good point. I think a lot of times we get so nervous when we're in a new place and we don't know anybody, and all we want to do is talk to the tour guide. And I've been one of those tour guides. So they're also trying to talk to everybody and get people where they need to go. And sometimes it is like, it could be monumental to just tap a student that's walking past you like, hey, do you like it here? What are some questions they should be asking students that pass by, or those professors that they kind of peek their heads into their classrooms?
Well, again, what type of support? Right? Because when you get there on that campus, you're there to be a student, but you need to know what tutorial services are available. What internship opportunities do they offer? And then job placement, right? Because you're going to college, you want to ultimately be able to get into the career that you want to get into. You know, mentoring opportunities that are there, student activities, things to help you build your resume, but also help you to make connections with those in those career fields that you are interested in. Again, I mentioned about those student health services that are available to you, and that includes counseling. So that in case, you know, you're having difficulty with making that adjustment, what services are available, and do students feel like they can actually access them? Also, dining halls. Again, you want to ask students about those. We've all heard about that freshman 15, but also what other options do they have, like snack shops that you can go to? How do you use your points or your cards on campus so that you can access those things? And again, I've mentioned about the transportation, but also asking students, hey, how do you get to a grocery store? Or how do you get to, perhaps if you need to go to a CVS or a Walgreens or something of that nature, how do you get to those places? And then also, when you talk about dorm life, you're going to be at this institution hopefully for 4 years. They may guarantee housing for freshmen and sophomore students, but do they guarantee that same housing when you get to be a junior or senior? And if not, what off-campus options are available, and which ones do students actually recommend over the others?
Yes, for sure. I feel like we've given people a lot of information. I'm sure there's some parents, guardians at home like scribbling down on a piece of paper, like trying to write everything down. What are some resources that you guys have through the school system for people that are planning these visits, or what's next for their students?
Well, a lot of opportunities are available. Colleges come to our campuses all of the time to do information sessions. You also have resources like you have your Probe College Fair, you have Mega Genesis. We're also having the Big Tide College and Career Fair this week, as well as a job fair, and we'll have college and career opportunities there. But also you have Big Future, which is a website that students can go to, and parents. Georgia Futures is another option. And then when we mentioned earlier about starting earlier, you have your organizations that support students in this college search to include Upward Bound, Educational Talent Search, Gear Up. So all of those options are available through our schools for students to be and parents to begin that research process very early on so that they'll have the information. I just encourage you, start early, take your time, don't become overwhelmed by it. Your school counselors are there, you can ask them questions. Like I said, the college reps also come and they're more than willing to answer questions. A lot of times you can even call into that particular school and ask to speak with one. They also sometimes even have where you can chat with someone online and even chat with a student and make those connections very early on. So again, just take your time, begin that research early, and you'll be ready and prepared for that visit.
Awesome.
And for that college experience.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming and giving us all of that great advice. Hopefully some people use some of this and take advantage of their spring break that's coming.
Hope so.
Awesome. And we'll have all of the information that we just chatted about on our website, WTO.